Most welcome. This is 𝙎𝙬𝙍𝙍. Allow me to take you through a process here where we talk about prostate health. And my main objective is to help most men to live a life without prostate cancer. And so today's meeting is more on how best we can help our men prevent prostate cancer. And still, this works wonders because now as we address the issue of prostates, I know most men are getting very concerned on how they can prevent prostate enlargement, prostate cancer, and also to ensure that the functionality of the urinary tract is up to date. Now, let me introduce you to your prostate. Every man needs to know about their prostate because an enlarged prostate means that the gland is growing bigger. Prostate enlargement happens to almost all men as they get older. An enlarged prostate is called benign prostatic hyperplasia. It is not cancerous, but the risk of growing into prostate cancer is always increasing. If you're a man and once you hit 25, the antioxidant that prevents the inflammation of the prostate dwindles. So between 25 and 40, we have a grace period to take proactive action in terms of your nutrition and also to make sure that you're able to take good care of your prostate, because the prostate is an organ that constricts to help you urinate. And if you don't stop it before it stops your life, it interrupts your life. And actually, for most men, we are getting very concerned about the prostate health. Now, truth be told that if you're experiencing any range of these motions, be it leaking of urine, weak stream of urine. When we were young, we used to play a game called bypass, where naughty boys would try and make a bypass of urine passing over their heads. So most guys, you find when they go to the washroom, they just keep on shaking the bell, and there's difficulty in starting urination. And most men, you find they're dribbling urine around the zip. And most of the time you find that there's urine on the trouser and urine on the shoes, because the strength of urine passing through the penile muscle has reduced. The feeling of not fully emptying your bladder is also a major issue for most men. So during the night, you're finding guys are frequenting the washroom. So instead of sleeping, when you're supposed to sleep, you're busy moving from your bedroom to your washroom to empty your bladder. So this also contributes towards low sperm count, erectile dysfunction. And when the problem comes, you find most men are only able to do one round in terms of sexual health. So the inflammation that we call prostatitis, it's non-cancerous enlargement of the prostate, which we address very nicely. So cancer of the prostate occurs mostly when the prostate has problems, when it enlarges. And at most of the times you find that there is an infection. And for most guys, they don't realize how serious their prostate is until now they're above 40 and now they can't empty the bladder. The bladder feels not emptied most of the time. So if you neglect its symptoms and attend to its medical attention, then you're finding the symptoms are always glaring at us. So the dangers come when the prostate is enlarged, then even sitting positions become funny. Imagine now an enlarged prostate and you want to sit on a seat. You're finding that every other time you're feeling embarrassed, and most of the time some of these are very threatening conditions. So when this prostate swells, it further leads to other complications. For instance, chronic kidney disease, kidney damage, other infections, bladder damage, bladder stones. These are not very interesting for most men. Now, why are we talking about a prostate? So what is a prostate? Prostate is the male part of the reproductive system, which includes the penis, the prostate, the seminal vesicle, and the testicles. Now, the prostate is located just below the bladder in front of the rectum, and it's about the size of a walnut that surrounds the urethra. So the tube that empties the urine through the bladder is what we are talking about. Now, the process where fluid makes semen, that's what now the role of the prostate. As a man ages, the prostate tends to increase in size. This can cause urethra to narrow and decrease the urine flow. This can cause benign prostatic hyperplasia. This also makes most men struggle when now the prostate is not functioning well. So where exactly is this prostate? Prostate is located just below the bladder, as I've said, in front of the rectum. And also it's a walnut size and surrounds the urethra, just as I've said. So prostate cancer and prostate enlargement and prevention and treatment starts when you take good nutrition. For most guys, the last time you ate a very good plate of fruits and vegetables, even when you look at a man's plate, there's always meat, but vegetables, kidogo wanaume tumefika mahali, we have to take good care of ourselves. So the current farming methods deplete the natural mineral that you need on the land. So the longer you rely on food, the more you're able to get the vitamins, the minerals that our bodies need. But currently, what we are saying is that we need to do better. So prostate is an organ that helps a man in terms of the reproductive system. And a healthy prostate means a healthy man. Every other time I hear a man talking about urine control, I know when the prostate is suffering, diseases like prostatic problems, prostatic enlargement, difficulty urinating. So we are looking at your prostate fluid, which now is a common component of the sperm. We are also looking at how best can we prevent prostate from enlarging. We are looking at transportation of that sperm, because now the prostate is responsible for that, so that you can have very good swimmers at the end of the day. Now, when I look at most men, you're finding in every 100,000 men, 316 are already diagnosed with prostate cancer. So prostate cancer is a leading cause of death among Kenyan men. So what can we do? Because all men are at risk of developing prostate cancer, and the risk increases as the man gets older. So what does a prostate do to a man? Prostate is important for production of the fluid that makes the sperm cells, and also that moves it from the testicles to the fluids, the other glands of the semen. The muscles of the prostate also ensure that the semen is forcefully pressed into the urethra and expelled when you're ejaculating. Now, what do we do differently moving forward in terms of if you change your diet and your lifestyle, then your prostate will be kind to you? First, we need to improve your diet in terms of one, the other factor that plays a major issue is your weight. I know most guys have very little time to exercise, but 30 minutes of exercise, just press ups in your sitting room and jogging on the spot will still do amazing work for you. So averagely, you're finding 1 in 3 men are either smoking, drinking. So this is our pastime to get away from the family. But we need to increase our vitamin D. And the other secret is that you have to stay sexually active to take care of that prostate. Remember, what you don't use, you lose. So if you don't use your prostate, if you're not sexually active and you're playing and you're thinking that your prostate will forgive you, your prostate will actually punish you for that. 1 in 8 men are diagnosed with prostate cancer. So cancer is a disease which the cells grow out of control. When the cancer starts in the prostate, it's called prostate cancer. Unfortunately, most men will suffer enlarged prostate, particularly once they climb 40, 50, 60, 70 and counting. Many men don't worry about the symptoms when they appear, but seriously, they become life-threatening if you're careless about it. Now, the scary truth about the prostate surgery is that most guys still have to go through the transurethral resection of the prostate, where they could put catheter. Sometimes you have to go through multiple consultations to get that. So to remove the small pieces of enlarged prostate through this process, the cost implications are really serious, and there are health challenges after that. So there are recurrent urinary tract infections that caused by the bladder outlet obstruction. Some of these could be urinary retention, bladder calculi, recurrent obstruction, and other complications that come. So the faster you wake up and realize that your prostate needs to be serviced, the way you service your car, the way you fuel your car, all that is very important. So every man Once you are above 35, you have to listen and learn before your prostate stops and interrupts your life. Now, when men get to age 25, the prostate antioxidant capacity reaches its peak. During this phase, the prostate maintains healthy function. Then later, the antioxidant capacity begins to decline. After 5 to 10 years, due to lack of that antioxidant, the prostate slightly starts showing you some indicators that you can learn, because your body is always talking to you. It matters if you listen to it and hearken and actually make the changes necessary so that your body can serve you better. In men, this antioxidant really helps prevent prostate enlargement, and the common condition where the more age you get, the enlarged prostate, then the urinary symptoms in terms of taking care of your kidney, your urinary tract. Can a man live without a prostate? Two components of quality of life, which now looks at your urinary function and also preventing erectile dysfunction. You've seen men who can't go one round with their couple, because now when the blood is not able to be trapped in the penile muscle, then now that's when probably you're finding that you're not able to coordinate your nerves well. So prostate enlargement starts at, the antioxidant stops at 25. And then when you reach 40, the prostate enlargement starts. So this is a trend that is happening for most men. Now the symptoms could be frequent urination, inability to urinate, difficult to start and stop. Then frequent urination at night, you're finding that you're going more than 8 times to the washroom to empty the bladder, but you're finding it's not emptying properly. That burning pain sensation when you're urinating or when you're ejaculating. Look at blood in your, or pus in your urine. Those are major issues to look at. Then some tough questions to ask ourselves. Do you feel pain or discomfort in your soft tissue between the anus and the penile muscle? How is your testis? How is your penis, at the head of your penis? Do you find that discomfort when you're ejaculating, when you're urinating? How frequent do you urinate? If it's more than 8 times, then we need to now look at it in terms of seriousness. Then the burning sensation that come because of that urine and all that dysfunction, erectile dysfunction, all these are indicators that you need to look at your prostate very keenly. Now, what changes are we making? If you have more than two of these symptoms, then 80% of the chances that you're having a prostate disease is also a major issue. So removal of all this in terms of soreness or pain, and also addressing the way your body is changing as a man, so that you can live to 100 without having to wear a catheter. Because taking care of a catheter is another complete task in terms of, if men can't get more than 2 times, imagine taking care of a catheter. It's a scenario that you don't want to get to. So eating fresh fruits and vegetables is a whole food diet. I know most guys like to take processed ugali, the whiter it becomes, the better for you. But I would advocate that you go for the phytonutrients, the antioxidants that can help your body get replenished. If we can cut down on alcohol and processed food, like, I know the more the refined ugali, the more you like it, but the more you get out of processed food as a man, the better for you. Then the other secret I said earlier in terms of your exercise, in terms of controlling your hormones, making sure that your prostate examination is each year. And if you examine your prostate, then you're helping check where you're at and how best you can improve on it. Then, because most of us would reach a point where now we need to get a little more keen on how best you can take care of your health and prevent these processes. So prostate cancer is the second most frequently diagnosed cancer in the world. So what are we doing differently in terms of preventing men from going for prostate cancers, prostate surgeries, and also making sure that we are preventing recurrent urinary tract infections caused by obstruction and all this. And for most guys, we look at how your prostate gland can serve you better until 100 without having to go through medication. So this other gentleman is already wearing a catheter. So this is how it disrupts most lives. Because now once you reach a point where now the prostate is not functioning properly, you can't pee, and a happy prostate means a happy life in terms of, yes, if you can control how that urine to move out, then we can say that you can also help your body in terms of preventing urinary bag. Because imagine now wearing a catheter means that constipation gets worse with that catheter. And this also leads to UTIs in the urethra, the bladder, the kidney, the damages in the bladder stones. Failure of that antioxidant has now sabotaged a man's sexual life in terms of one is not able to sustain sexual health, but then also means that it has actually disrupted your daily life. So we reboot that tired working body, so to a level where we give you maca, which was eaten by warriors during that period of the Incan. We also make sure that the fatherhood and the motherhood is also functioning properly. Now, there could be other factors like long-term infertility because of prostate-related issues. And my role is also to prevent men from being sterile. In terms of long-term inflammation of the prostate secretion function, can also hinder sperm function and also interfere with the man not being able to satisfy the wife, in terms of also preventing prostate enlargement, making sure that infertility is no longer a thing with the man. That is a thing of the past. We have the solution with us. And this, you're finding in every 100,000 couples, 13 are not able to enjoy their sexual life. So this is a program that works better for prevention. And even if you're already in that scenario, then we can also help you with that. So the inflammation of the kidney could lead to bacterial infections. This is now you're finding UTIs, you're finding fewer frequent urination. You don't have to depend on antibiotic and sterilization for a long time. Then if there is excess fluid in the kidney, this is also a major issue for most guys, and we can correct by making sure that you don't overdepend on ureters. Possibly, if the kidney stones are already in place, then we can help you remove the blood clots and prevent tumors in your body. Then for men who experience difficulty urinating and the pain in the groin and all this, also conditions that are looking at kidney in terms of getting inflamed, filtering that blood is a very important part of that kidney. Then we are keen to prevent uremia, which is a dangerous condition that occurs in the kidneys when they are not able to filter properly. And chronic kidney diseases, for instance, fatigue, nausea, loss of appetite, all this come because the prostate has failed. And the main issue is prostatitis, which is the swelling of the walnut-sized prostate in terms of that produces that seminal fluid. So if we address the prostate nicely, then you can also prevent things like trichomonas, which are sexually transmitted infections, and other problems that come like gonorrhea and non-gonococcal urethritis, which now affects the urethra, and problems like chlamydia, a common sexually transmitted disease that affects most ages because of one transmission to another. And the last could be the ones that affect your body in totality. Now, in terms of preventing gynecological problems and also reducing, I know prostate problems really interfere with your quality of life. So there are risks of physical treatment. So if you have to go through medical treatments, you'll go through a long-term medication. For most men, when they go through prostate enlargement medication, they develop endocrine disorders. Some men develop breast during the treatment. Others, 17% experience erectile dysfunction, damaged liver because you have to be on medication, and the risks of taking drugs make you dependent on them in the long run. So we look at the endocrine gland as the messenger of the body in terms of helping you function better, and also to prevent men from developing those enlarged breasts because of treatment that you're going through, especially the estrogen to help the body tissue. If the balance is interfered with, then you're finding most guys also having low testosterone levels in men that can lead to other challenges. And these are like large breasts. You find when the testosterone is interfered with as your main hormone, then even the man's sexual drive and mood becomes groshy. Now, this is where now erectile dysfunction happens, when a man can't get or keep an erection firm enough to have a sexual intercourse. So these are, you finding someone does a very big wedding and can't keep a wife for 2 months. That shows that it has eroded low self-confidence, the relationship has strained, there is a lot of stress in the house, psychological problems that are happening between the man and the wife. So to keep an erection firm and to ensure that erectile dysfunction is also a thing of the past, be it sexually, be it physically, be it psychologically. So my role is to come in and help the family to prevent a lot of medical bills by preventing surgical risks. Especially 17% of the men that are careless about their prostate end up having erectile dysfunction. 15% develop cardiovascular problems. Actually, we're finding that more men are having high blood pressure, and this contributes to our diabetes, contributes to our erectile dysfunction. So it's a cyclic thing that we can prevent. 7.9% contribute to our mortality rate. So nowadays, I don't ask, how's your dad? Because you don't want to be told you didn't hear about it. So we are losing very many quality men that we can help in terms of prevent from the surgical complications that happen. Urinary tract infections can be a thing of the past. You don't want to bleed after surgeries. You don't want to be sensitive to the latex if you have to wear a catheter, develop bladder stones because of you didn't take care of. Let me share again the screen. Sorry about that small disruption. So we look at how best we can protect our men from blood problems, leakages, having to have erectile dysfunction, and how best we can prevent our men from going through surgeries. Now, this is important because now we are looking at men in totality in terms of preventing those prostate diseases. We don't want also our men going for Viagra's because of prostate complications. And we've had a number of men who you find they die in the hotels, and we can actually make our men function at home. So by taking care of the prostate, we are making sure that you are able to have that lifestyle, the well-being you require, and no man will breed for you in terms of you're not shooting blanks, and you're also able to improve your nerves so that you're able to satisfy your woman the way you want. Then prostatitis also preventing that inflammation, making sure that you don't develop calculi and prostate cancer. So according to statistics, you're finding that 12% men younger than 60 are already having erectile dysfunction. 22% of men in their 60s are already having dysfunction. And then 30% of men above 70 cannot have sex. Now, what we are going to do is that we are going to take care of your prostate, and also we are going to power you to be able to enjoy your marriage the way you want to. And also looking at this in terms of addressing the issue of erectile dysfunction, especially ensuring that the nerves in the penis are also able to function well. Blood circulation to the penis would be provided for, and also making sure that you're able to trap blood and keep your erection the way you want. So prostate relax helps the nerves to irrigate the penis And also we are ensuring that the microcirculation in every part of your reproductive system is able to trap blood and keep you sexually active. We also give X-Power capsule, which now is a stimulus for the brain to ultimately enjoy your tantric sex. Prostate Relax ensures that you're avoiding wearing catheters and draining bags, because Prostate Relax meticulously helps your sexual health in terms of preventing that frequent urination, and also for making sure that you're able to empty your bladder nicely without problems. So for men who go through surgeries, sometimes you experience a lot of kujikojolea, or probably frequently you have to wear a pamper. And for men who reach that level, we can still help you in terms of the prostate to function well. So this is the scenario for most men. When the prostate enlarges, it's walnut size, but it can get to goose egg, it can expand to chicken egg. And this is now where common problems come to men, and that's actually, we can actually help prevent the inflammation. Other complications could be testicular pain, could be urethritis, could be erectile dysfunction, nocturia every other time you're frequenting the washroom, urinary tract infection, bladder infections, kidney problems, prostate cancer, prostatitis, urethral structure problems, and all this come because we didn't do our homework well. So this is how prostate cancer happens. Now, when the prostate enlarges, it constricts the urethra where the urine is supposed to pass. So these are some of the challenges that are affecting most men. And the earlier you start, the better, because we are saying prevention is better than cure. We can take proactive action to prevent. So there's an alarm in terms of male fertility in Kenya. And if you do your research, you're finding that the gender called men, we have to have a lot of talks around us so that we can help each other to live a better life. Now, when the prostate enlargement starts at 25, our solution is prostate relax. This is 60 tablets and works better. It's a type of grass that we saw some goats grazing on. And when we did our research, we saw that this product would really help so many men to prevent enlargement of prostates. Now, the best part of this is that you can make that decision and be part of our community. Because of the 25 active ingredients inside, we successfully provide a solution for preventing that problem from having taking care of your health. So this is Dr. Nyambe. So he's a client of mine, and when we talked, we said, can we help more men in terms of preventing prostate cancer? Our approach is to make your prostate younger. It's to return it to when it was 25 years, when you used to be 25 years old, in terms of getting you to understand that your prostate is also important to you, just like you service your car, you service every toolbox in your house. So 50% of the adult male is already having the symptoms of prostatitis, which now enlarge prostate. And we're finding that the statistics where we used to have 50 plus years men, 2 out of 10 used to have, but now we are finding 40. In men in their 40s are already experiencing enlargement of the prostate. So above 70, you find 4 out of 10 are already having enlarged prostate. So the sooner we start talking about our health, the better. So if you want to know that the prostate is a major issue, you're finding 1 in 5 experience weak urine force. Okay? And our role is to come in handy to help our men who you're finding 1 in 15 can only have 1 round of sex. So instead of going to the blue tab, can we help you live your life better without over-dependent on medication? So we are returning you to food, and food to us is going to be your first line of defense. So there's a new form for men in terms of prostate relax would really revolutionize how most men live in terms of the sexual performance, and also preventing maintaining urinary health, so that you, even if you shake your bell after use and return it to the trouser, there's no drip. So that, and you know, the way young people do it, they just go there, stand, and they empty their bladder. So this is to return you to that status, where we protect your status, your prostate, but also we give you your dignity back in terms of your health, and also for making sure you're able to have your good health. So this is known, prostate relax is made from honey goat weed, because it's a goat we saw eating a particular kind of grass that made us learn from a Chinese herder who noticed an unusual high amount of sexual activity among the goats that grazed on that plant. So epimedium works like Viagra, but it's a natural substance that blocks PDE 5A1 that helps you perform at your peak level, just like you would have taken Viagra, but now this is a natural substance that is very good for preventing that prostate enlargement, but available to you as close as Ngong, where I am seated. Now, this is also to decrease clinical symptoms and also to prevent urine retention, include urine flow, and also to improve your health clinically and also using nutrition. So when you take epimedium, what happens? It helps you empty your bladder nicely without developing enlargement. So these are our patents. We have a formula to it. And also when we studied when we saw the goats and grazing on that grass and being sexually active, we said, why not? We can help so many of our men to retain their homes here. So epimedium is amazing in terms of giving you that prostate care and also for strong erections, but also emptying your bladder and relaxing your prostate nicely. So what we did was to take proactive actions in terms of preventing prostate cancer and prostate enlargement, preventing weak or slow urine emptying from your bladder, and also to ensure that your bladder has normal emptying of the precious liquid called urine. This works wonders for most guys in terms of endurance, and also works wonders in terms of ensuring that there's no premature ejaculation, no embarrassments in the bedroom, no damaged relationship, no feeling of guilt that you're not able to satisfy your woman. And also, it's a blend of minerals and vitamins that are very essential to every man, be it zinc and selenium that you need. On top of that, we can also give you X-Power capsule that works wonders in terms of improving the zinc that you need. Zinc is very important to every man because every night you ejaculate, you're losing 15 grams of zinc. So when you top up, it does not show any sign of weakness. It shows that you understand your health and you're taking proactive action to make sure that you're able to keep up with the changes your body is experiencing. So zinc is very important for the development of the sexual organ. And also if it's depleted because of the refining that every other company is doing, and some people, because of alcohol and smoking, you'll need extra zinc to be able to have that good sexual performance. Now, my role is also to ensure that we preserve our men. So we give you zinc in terms of our zinc as a component, it is 4-in-1. It gives you calcium, it gives you magnesium, it gives you selenium, and it gives you zinc. So this is a complete product that are results oriented and actually gives you impact every other time you use them. Now, when we give you prostate relax, we solve the frequent urination, we correct the urgent urination, difficulty of stopping urination and all this. So this is amazing for also caring for your prostate, just like you care for your car and you care for your family. This is now where we come in. So we are protecting your prostate from enlargement. We are ensuring that your urinary health is correct. And also we are enhancing your sexual health by giving you these products. So to every man out there, a happy prostate is a happy man. And if you want a happy life, then make sure your prostate is taken care of. So these are 5 steps that are able to keep your prostate functioning well, and also to prevent seeing our men going the catheter way. So working wonders for most guys, we just give you Micro 2, we give you Zaminocal, which has zinc, we give you prostate relax to prevent men from wearing a catheter. So amazing products we have here works like clockwork every other time. So every time I give you a product, I'm guaranteeing results. So if there is already a swelling, if you have a father, if you have an uncle, if you have a brother, it's never too late to start, because you don't want to fundraise because of someone's prostate when you could have taken proactive action to prevent it from enlarging. So my role is also to protect us from prostate cancer, and the scenario here is to improve your urinary stream, to make sure that the painful urination is a thing of the past. So 35% of our men are diagnosed with prostate cancer. Secretly, they fly out of the country and we don't create awareness amongst us of what is going on and how best you can change this. So prostate relax would help you urine force, would help you with the prostate enlargement, preventing those tumors, making sure that the frequent urination at night is gone, promote and relax the bladder discomfort, prevent painful urination, making sure that 35% of our men who are diagnosed with prostate cancer, that is no longer there. And that would save you a lot of money. And the time that you spend flying out of the country to go for medical tests, this is being responsible for my people and for my friends. So I would be more than happy to take questions from you, just to make sure our men are able to live to 100 or so without developing problems. So I'll stop the share, and probably if you have questions for me, I would also be more than happy to engage and help.